The Wealth Flow Formula: How to Fix Your Finances Without Sacrificing Your Life. Written by Ronnie Rowland. Published by Growth Literacy Lounge. Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. Jim Rohn. Most financial advice tells you that if you want to fix your money problems, you need to cut back. Stop buying coffee. Cancel your streaming services, or live on rice and beans. Sacrifice everything today so you can be financially free someday in the distant future. But let's be honest, that sounds miserable. What's the point of building wealth if you can't enjoy your life along the way? The biggest mistake people make with money isn't spending too much or saving too little. It's thinking in extremes. Some people hoard every penny, terrified of financial insecurity, but live in constant stress, never allowing themselves to enjoy the money they've worked hard for. Others spend recklessly, believing they'll figure it out later, until later arrives, and they're drowning in debt. Neither path leads to real financial freedom. The truth is, you don't need to choose between enjoying life or building wealth. You can do both. You just need the right system, one that allows money to move through your life in a way that supports both your present and your future. That's where the Wealth Flow Formula comes in. This book isn't about extreme budgeting, rigid spreadsheets, or financial deprivation. It's about creating a wealth flow, a system that ensures your money is working for you while still allowing you to live a life you love. Imagine waking up every morning without financial stress, knowing your bills are covered, your investments are growing, and you can afford to spend on the things that truly matter to you. No more paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. No more guilt about every dollar you spend. Just a simple, sustainable plan that puts you in control of your money, rather than letting money control you. You'll learn exactly how to create this kind of financial freedom without cutting out all the fun. You'll discover how to manage your money effortlessly, eliminate financial stress, and build real wealth without burnout. This isn't just another personal finance book. This is your blueprint for financial freedom without sacrifice. Let's get started. Chapter 1. Know Your Money Flow. What if I told you that your financial struggles have nothing to do with how much money you make? It sounds crazy, right? But think about it. How many people do you know who earn a good salary yet still live paycheck to paycheck? The problem isn't the amount of money coming in, it's how that money flows out. Without clarity, money disappears faster than we realize. The first step to fixing your finances isn't budgeting or cutting back, it's understanding where your money is actually going. Most of us spend money without thinking. A coffee here, a streaming subscription there, a quick online purchase when we're bored. It all seems small in the moment, but over time these tiny leaks can drain hundreds or even thousands of dollars from your bank account. If you've ever wondered, where does all my money go? You're not alone. The truth is, most people don't track their finances because they're afraid of what they'll find. But here's the reality. Ignorance isn't freedom. It's a trap. When you don't know your numbers, you have no control. When you know your money flow, you can take charge of your financial future. Let's make this simple. There are only 3 numbers you need to track: how much money comes in, how much money goes out, and where the leaks are. First, figure out your total monthly income. This isn't just your salary, it includes side hustles, bonuses, rental income, or any other money that flows into your life. Write this number down. Next, look at your total monthly expenses. This includes rent, utilities, food, transportation, subscriptions, and everything else you spend money on. Be honest with yourself. Don't guess. Go through your bank statements, credit card transactions, and cash spending for the last 30 days. It might feel tedious, but this is the only way to see the truth. Once you have these 2 numbers, it's time to find the leaks. These are the expenses that add little to no value to your life. Maybe it's a gym membership you never use, a subscription you forgot about, or frequent impulse purchases that don't actually make you happy. These leaks aren't just about wasting money, they represent missed opportunities to use that money in ways that truly improve your life. Small leaks add up. If you find just $200 in wasted expenses each month, that's $2,400 a year, enough for a vacation, a savings boost, or an investment in your future. This isn't about guilt or deprivation. It's about awareness. When you track your spending, you're not punishing yourself, you're empowering yourself. Money is a tool, and the more you understand how it flows, the more control you have over your financial life. Think of it like a fitness tracker for your finances. You wouldn't expect to get in shape without tracking your progress, right? The same principle applies to money. The good news? You don't have to do this forever. A simple 30-day spending audit will give you all the insight you need. Every dollar you track will give you valuable information about your habits, priorities, and opportunities for improvement. Once you see the patterns, you'll naturally start making smarter financial decisions. You'll notice where you're overspending, what actually brings you joy, and where small adjustments can make a big difference. Now it's time for action. For the next 30 days, track every dollar that flows into and out of your life. You can use a notebook, a budgeting app, or even a simple spreadsheet, whatever works best for you. Don't change anything yet, just observe. At the end of the month, review your spending and answer these 3 questions. How much money came in? How much money went out? Where were the leaks? Once you have this clarity, you'll be ready for the next step, creating a simple system that lets you build wealth without sacrificing your lifestyle. Chapter 2. The money blockers that keep you stuck. Money isn't just about numbers. If it were, financial success would be simple: earn more, spend less, invest wisely. But most people don't operate purely on logic when it comes to money. Our emotions, habits, and past experiences shape the way we earn, spend, and save. The biggest financial mistakes aren't made on spreadsheets, they're made in our minds. Before we fix our finances, we need to uncover the hidden money blockers that keep us stuck in the same patterns. Think back to childhood. What messages did you hear about money? Maybe your parents struggled financially, always worried about bills, and you absorbed that stress. Maybe they told you that rich people were greedy, or that money was hard to come by. These early beliefs still influence you today. If you grew up in a household where money was scarce, you might feel anxious every time you spend, even when you can afford it. If you were told that money equals success, you might feel pressure to spend just to keep up appearances. These subconscious beliefs dictate our financial behaviors more than we realize. There are 2 major money mindsets that trap people: scarcity and impulsivity. The scarcity mindset comes from fear. It convinces you that there's never enough money, so you hoard every dollar, afraid to spend. You might avoid investing because you're scared of risk. You might refuse to enjoy your money because you worry about the future. But fear-based financial decisions often backfire. Holding on to money too tightly can prevent growth, limit opportunities, and create unnecessary stress. On the other side is impulsivity, which is driven by short-term gratification. If you've ever felt the rush of buying something new, you know how addictive spending can be. Impulsive spenders don't always lack money, they lack control. The problem isn't earning too little, it's not knowing where the money goes. They tell themselves, "I'll start saving later," but later never comes. Money flows through their hands as fast as they make it. The result? A cycle of financial stress, where they work hard but never get ahead. Most people fall somewhere between these 2 extremes. They save but feel guilty when they spend. They spend but feel guilty they're not saving more. This creates a constant tug of war, where money becomes a source of stress rather than a tool for freedom. The key to breaking this cycle is awareness. When you recognize your personal money patterns, you can start making intentional choices instead of reacting emotionally. The first step is identifying your dominant money mindset. Do you fear spending, even when it's for something worthwhile? Do you spend impulsively and regret it later? Do you avoid looking at your bank account because it makes you anxious? These behaviors reveal the subconscious beliefs controlling your financial life. The good news is, beliefs can change. You're not doomed to repeat the same financial mistakes forever. A simple way to rewire your mindset is to challenge your assumptions about money. If you believe that money is always scarce, look at the areas where abundance already exists in your life. If you believe that spending equals happiness, track your last 5 impulse purchases. How many actually improved your life? This small exercise forces you to question whether your financial habits align with what truly matters to you. Awareness is the first step, but action is what creates change. This week, pick one financial behavior to challenge. If you hoard money out of fear, Spend intentionally on something meaningful without guilt. If you spend impulsively, create a 24-hour rule before making any non-essential purchase. These small changes retrain your brain to see money as a tool, not a source of anxiety. Fixing your finances isn't just about budgeting or earning more. It's about shifting the way you think about money. Once you remove these mental blocks, you'll be ready to build a financial system that works, not one based on fear or guilt, but one that supports both your present and your future. Chapter 3. The 70-20-10 Rule. Most budgeting systems fail because they feel like punishment. They tell you to stop spending, cut out everything fun, and live as frugally as possible. But here's the truth: if your financial plan makes you miserable, you won't stick with it. The key to long-term success isn't deprivation, it's balance. That's where the 70-20-10 rule comes in. This system helps you manage your money without feeling restricted, so you can enjoy life now while still building a secure financial future. The 70-20-10 rule is simple. 70% of your income goes to living expenses, 20% goes to financial growth, and 10% goes to giving. Unlike strict budgets that track every dollar, this system allows flexibility while still ensuring that your money is working for you. The goal isn't to cut spending to the bone, it's to create a natural flow where your needs, future, and generosity are all covered. Let's break it down. The 70% category covers everything you need to live: rent or mortgage, utilities, food, transportation, insurance, and even entertainment. This isn't just about survival, it includes the things that bring you joy. The key is prioritization. If dining out is important to you, keep it. Just be intentional about where your money goes. The goal is to live comfortably without overspending. If you find that your living expenses take up more than 70% of your income, that's a sign to reassess. Look for areas where you can cut back without sacrificing your quality of life. The 20% category is where your financial growth happens. This includes savings, investments, and debt repayment. Most people struggle to save because they treat it as an afterthought. They spend first and save whatever is left over. The 70-20-10 rule flips that approach. You pay yourself first, ensuring that your future is secure before spending on extras. Even if you can't start with 20%, begin with whatever amount is possible and increase it over time. The key is consistency. Investing just a small percentage of your income today can lead to significant wealth over time. The final 10% is for giving. This might seem counterintuitive, especially if you're struggling financially, but generosity is a powerful wealth-building principle. When you give, you create a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. This category can include charitable donations, helping family members, or simply giving back to your community. If 10% feels like too much right now, start smaller. The act of giving, even in small amounts, shifts your perspective on money and helps you appreciate what you already have. One of the best things about the 70-20-10 rule is its adaptability. You don't have to follow it perfectly every month. Life happens. Some months you might need to spend more on necessities, while other months you might be able to save more. The point isn't rigid perfection but creating a structure that guides your financial decisions. This system also works at any income level. Whether you make $3,000 or $30,000 a month, the percentages remain the same. The focus is on proportion, not absolute dollar amounts. If your numbers don't currently fit this breakdown, don't panic. The goal isn't to instantly force your finances into this structure, it's to gradually shift your spending so it aligns over time. Start by tracking your current spending and compare it to the 70-20-10 ratio. Where are you over or under? Make small adjustments, focusing on consistency rather than drastic changes. The 70-20-10 rule isn't just a budgeting method, it's a mindset shift. It moves you from financial chaos to financial control, giving every dollar a purpose without micromanaging your spending. By using this system, you ensure that your money flows in a way that supports both your present lifestyle and your future goals. Now that you have a framework for managing your income, the next step is making sure you're spending in alignment with what truly matters. Chapter 4. Spend on what matters. Most people think financial success means spending as little as possible. They cut out their favorite coffee, cancel every subscription, and feel guilty for every purchase. But here's the truth: extreme saving doesn't lead to happiness. The real key to financial freedom isn't about spending less on everything, it's about spending intentionally on what actually matters to you. When you align your spending with your values, money stops feeling like a burden and starts becoming a tool for a better life. The problem is, most people don't realize where their money is going. They feel broke but don't know why. It's not because they're spending too much, it's because they're spending on the wrong things. Think about the last few non-essential purchases you made. Did they truly make your life better, or were they just impulse buys? Many of us spend money out of habit, boredom, or social pressure, not because we actually need or even want those things. And then we wonder why we feel unsatisfied. This is where mindful spending comes in. Instead of focusing on cutting expenses across the board, start questioning where your money is actually adding value. Imagine your bank statements laid out in front of you. If someone else looked at your spending, could they tell what you truly care about? Or would it look like random transactions with no clear priorities? Your money should be a reflection of what's important to you, not just a collection of impulse decisions. One of the simplest ways to do this is with the Money Joy test. Look at your last 5 purchases over $50. Ask yourself, would you buy this again knowing what you know now? If the answer is no, that expense didn't truly add value to your life. Now look at a purchase that made you genuinely happy, maybe a trip, a course, or a high-quality item you use daily. That's the kind of spending you want to prioritize. The goal isn't to spend less, it's to spend better. This approach applies to both big and small purchases. Many people obsess over cutting out little things like coffee, but don't think twice about spending thousands on things they don't really care about. If daily coffee makes you happy, keep it. But if you're mindlessly upgrading your phone every year when your old one works fine, that's an area where you can save. The key is identifying what actually enhances your life and cutting out the rest. This isn't about guilt, it's about clarity. When you start aligning your spending with what truly matters, you stop feeling deprived. You no longer waste money on things that don't bring you joy, and you free up cash for the things that do. Want to travel more? Find ways to cut expenses in areas that don't excite you. Want to invest in your health? Shift money from impulse purchases to high-quality food or a gym membership you'll actually use. The goal is to spend in a way that supports the life you want, not just in a way that keeps you stuck in old habits. A great way to stay on track is to create a value-based budget. Instead of just listing out expenses, rank your spending categories from most to least important. Essentials like housing and food will always be at the top, but beyond that, what truly matters to you? Is it experiences, education, or personal growth? Once you identify your priorities, start shifting your money accordingly. The more you do this, the less you'll feel like you're budgeting, and the more you'll feel like you're designing your ideal life. Financial freedom isn't about restriction, it's about control. When you start spending with intention, you'll realize that money isn't something to stress over, it's something that can actually make your life better. By focusing on what truly adds value, you'll naturally cut out unnecessary expenses without feeling like you're sacrificing anything. Now that you know how to spend smarter, the next step is making sure your money is working for you, not just disappearing every month. Chapter 5. How to automate wealth. Most people struggle with saving and investing because they rely on willpower. They tell themselves they'll save whatever is left over at the end of the month, but somehow, there's never anything left. The problem isn't a lack of discipline, it's a lack of automation. If you have to make a decision every time you want to save money, you're setting yourself up for failure. The key to building wealth effortlessly is to remove decision-making entirely and put your money on autopilot. Think about how easy it is to pay for streaming services. The money comes out of your account automatically, and you don't have to think about it. Now imagine if your savings worked the same way. That's what automation does. It turns wealth building into a habit that happens in the background, without requiring effort or motivation. The less friction there is in the process, the more likely you are to stick with it. The first step is automating your savings. Instead of waiting until the end of the month to save whatever's left, flip the process, pay yourself first. Set up an automatic transfer that moves money from your checking account to your savings account, as soon as your paycheck hits. Even if it's a small amount, consistency is what matters. When saving happens automatically, you don't have to think about it, and you don't feel the loss because the money was never available to spend in the first place. Next, automate your investments. Most people avoid investing because they think it's complicated or risky. But the real risk is doing nothing. Inflation is constantly reducing the value of your money, which means if you're not investing, you're actually losing wealth over time. The easiest way to start is by setting up automatic contributions to an index fund or retirement account. If your employer offers a 401k match, take full advantage of it. It's free money. If you don't have access to a 401k, open an IRA or a brokerage account and set up recurring transfers. Even if you start with a small amount, automation ensures you're consistently building wealth without effort. Debt repayment should also be automated. If you have outstanding debt, set up automatic payments to ensure you never miss a due date. Even better, automate extra payments toward high-interest debt. Many people avoid looking at their debt because it feels overwhelming, but ignoring it only makes it worse. By automating payments, you take control of the situation and accelerate your path to financial freedom. Automation also works for bills and essential expenses. Late fees and missed payments are unnecessary expenses that can be avoided by setting up auto-pay. This doesn't mean you stop monitoring your finances, it simply removes the mental burden of remembering due dates. The goal is to create a system where important payments happen without you having to do anything. One common fear people have about automation is the loss of control. But in reality, automation gives you more control because it ensures your money is going exactly where you want it to go. Instead of reacting to financial stress, you're proactively managing your money in a way that aligns with your goals. If you ever need to adjust, you can tweak the system, but the foundation remains in place. Building wealth isn't about making perfect financial decisions every day, it's about setting up a system that guarantees success, even when life gets busy. Automation removes the need for willpower, decision-making, and discipline. Once you put the right structures in place, wealth building becomes effortless. Your savings will grow, your investments will compound, and your debt will shrink, all without requiring constant attention. Now that your money is working for you automatically, the next step is making sure you're investing in the right places to maximize your wealth. Chapter 6. Investing without fear. Most people avoid investing because they think it's too risky, too complicated, or only for the wealthy. They picture stock market crashes, confusing financial jargon, and wealthy insiders making moves that the average person can't understand. But here's the truth, investing isn't just for the rich, it's how ordinary people become wealthy. The real risk isn't investing, it's keeping all your money in a savings account while inflation quietly eats away at its value. The biggest mistake people make is waiting until they feel ready to invest. They think they need to learn everything before they start, but that's like saying you won't go to the gym until you're already in shape. The best way to learn is by doing. You don't need to pick individual stocks, predict market trends, or become a financial expert. You just need to start. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to catch up. The easiest and safest way to invest is through index funds. An index fund is a collection of stocks that track the overall market. Instead of trying to pick winners and losers, you invest in the entire market, which has historically grown over time. This strategy is used by everyday people and billionaires alike because it works. The S&P 500, a popular index fund, has averaged around a 10% return per year over the long term. That means even small investments can grow significantly over time. Let's look at an example. If you invest $100 per month in an index fund that earns an average of 10% per year, you'd have over $200,000 in 30 years. Increase that to $500 per month, and you'd have over $1 million. The secret isn't trying to time the market or make big bets, it's consistency. The earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow. This is the power of compound interest, often called the eighth wonder of the world. Many people fear losing money in the stock market, but the biggest mistake is thinking short-term. Yes, the market goes up and down, but over time it has always gone up. If you had invested in the market during the worst crashes in history, but held onto your investments, you would still have made money. The key is to invest for the long haul and not panic when the market dips. In fact, market downturns are the best time to buy because everything is on sale. Automation makes investing even easier. Set up automatic contributions to your investment account so that money flows in every month without you having to think about it. This removes the temptation to time the market or second-guess yourself. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's to be consistent. Even if you can only start with a small amount, the habit of investing is more important than the amount itself. If your employer offers a 401k with a match, that's the best place to start because it's free money. If you don't have a 401k, open a Roth IRA or a brokerage account. The process takes minutes, and once it's set up, your money starts working for you. The sooner you start, the more time your money has to grow. Every day you wait is a missed opportunity for your future self. Investing isn't about getting rich quickly, it's about building wealth over time. You don't need to be an expert, and you don't need a lot of money. You just need to take action. The biggest regret most investors have is not starting sooner. If you've been waiting for the perfect time, that time is now. With your investments working in the background, the next step is learning how to create income streams that make money while you sleep. Chapter 7. Building passive income without quitting your job. Most people think the only way to make more money is to work more hours. They believe financial freedom requires endless hustle, side gigs, or starting a business. But the truth is, real wealth isn't built by working harder, it's built by making money while you sleep. Passive income is the key to financial freedom because it allows you to earn without constantly trading your time for money. You don't have to quit your job to build passive income, you just need to start small and let it grow over time. The biggest misconception about passive income is that it requires a huge upfront investment. While some income streams do take time or money to set up, many can start with little to no cost. The goal is to create systems that generate income with minimal effort once they're in place. The sooner you start, the sooner you'll begin seeing results. Even small streams of passive income can make a big difference over time. There are 3 main ways to build passive income: investing, digital products, and leveraging your skills. Investing is the simplest and most reliable option. When you put money into dividend stocks, rental properties, or interest-earning accounts, your money starts working for you. The key is consistency. Reinvesting dividends and letting your investments compound over time can turn small amounts into significant wealth. The earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow. Digital products are another great way to create passive income. Unlike physical products, digital products can be created once and sold repeatedly without additional work. E-books, online courses, stock photos, printables, and even simple templates can generate income while you sleep. The hardest part is the initial creation, but once it's done, sales can happen automatically. With platforms like Amazon Kindle, Etsy, and Udemy, you don't even need a website to get started. Another powerful way to earn passive income is by leveraging skills you already have. If you have expertise in a subject, you can create content around it. A blog, YouTube channel, or podcast can generate revenue through ads, sponsorships, and affiliate marketing. These platforms take time to grow, but they create long-term income streams once established. The key is consistency and providing value to your audience. Even if you start as a side project, it can eventually become a full-time income source. Many people assume they need to start a business to earn passive income, but that's not true. You don't have to launch a startup or become an entrepreneur. Small, simple income streams can add up. A few $100s a month in passive income can cover bills, savings, or even fund your investments. The more streams you create, the less reliant you are on a single source of income. The best way to start is by picking one passive income stream and taking action. Don't get overwhelmed trying to do everything at once. If investing feels right, set up automatic contributions to an index fund. If digital products interest you, create a simple guide or template to sell online. If you enjoy content creation, start sharing valuable insights on a platform that fits your style. The key is getting started and staying consistent. Passive income isn't a get-rich-quick scheme, but it is a path to long-term financial freedom. The goal isn't to replace your job overnight, it's to create income streams that grow over time. Eventually, these income sources can cover expenses, fund your investments, and give you the freedom to work on your own terms. Now that you know how to make money work for you, the next step is learning how to spend it wisely without falling into financial traps. Chapter 8. The Art of Smart Spending. Most people believe financial freedom is all about earning more, but that's only part of the equation. No matter how much money you make, if you don't spend it wisely, you'll always feel broke. The difference between people who build wealth and those who stay stuck isn't just their income, it's how they spend. Smart spending isn't about being cheap or depriving yourself, it's about making intentional choices so every dollar adds value to your life. Many people waste money not because they're reckless, but because they don't track where it's going. They spend out of habit, convenience, or emotion rather than purpose. Small, mindless purchases add up over time, and before they know it, their money is gone. The key to smart spending is awareness. Before making any purchase, ask yourself, does this align with my values? Will this improve my life in a meaningful way? If the answer is no, that money is better spent elsewhere. One of the biggest mistakes people make is focusing too much on small expenses while ignoring the big ones. Cutting out coffee won't save you if you're overspending on rent, car payments, or unnecessary subscriptions. Instead of stressing over the price of a latte, look at the major expenses that take up most of your budget. Are you overpaying for things you don't truly need? Downsizing one major expense can free up more money than eliminating 100 small ones. Impulse spending is another common trap. Retailers are experts at making us buy things we don't need by creating a sense of urgency. Sales, limited time offers, and buy now deals trick us into thinking we'll miss out. But the truth is, most of these purchases aren't urgent. A simple rule to stop impulse buying is the 24-hour test. Before making any non-essential purchase, wait a day. If you still want it after 24 hours, it's probably a good purchase. If you forget about it, you just saved money. Another way to spend smarter is by thinking in terms of cost versus value. A cheap item that breaks quickly isn't a bargain, it's a waste of money. On the other hand, a well-made product that lasts for years is often the better deal. This applies to everything from clothing to appliances to cars. Quality over quantity always wins in the long run. The same logic applies to experiences. Spending money on things that create lasting memories, like travel, learning, or time with loved ones, is often more fulfilling than buying more stuff. Smart spending also means understanding the hidden costs of your choices. A new car might come with a hefty monthly payment, but it also brings higher insurance costs, maintenance fees, and depreciation. A bigger house might seem like an upgrade, but it means more property taxes, upkeep, and utility bills. Always look beyond the price tag to see the full financial impact of your decisions. Negotiation is another overlooked skill that can save thousands over time. Many people assume prices are fixed, but in reality, everything is negotiable. You can ask for lower rates on bills, insurance, and even rent. A 5-minute phone call to your internet provider or core credit card company can result in lower monthly costs. The key is to ask. The worst they can say is no, and the best-case scenario is saving money effortlessly. Being a smart spender doesn't mean never indulging, it means making sure your spending is intentional. The goal isn't to cut back on everything, but to focus your money on what truly matters. When you start spending with purpose, you'll find that you have more financial freedom than you ever thought possible. Now that you know how to manage your spending wisely, the next step is learning how to negotiate better deals and keep more of your hard-earned money. Chapter 9. Negotiation Secrets That Save Thousands. Most people assume prices are fixed, but almost everything is negotiable. Whether it's your bills, salary, or a major purchase, you have more power than you think. The problem is, most people never ask. They accept the first price they're given, even when there's room to save. Learning to negotiate isn't about being pushy or aggressive, it's about confidently asking for better terms. The money you save by negotiating can be redirected toward things that actually improve your life. One of the easiest places to start is with your monthly bills. Internet, Cable, phone, and insurance companies often have unadvertised discounts. They rely on customers paying full price without questioning it. A simple phone call can save you hundreds per year. When calling, be polite but firm. Let them know you're considering switching providers and ask if they have any promotions or loyalty discounts. If the first person says no, try again with another representative. Persistence often pays off. Another area where negotiation makes a huge impact is salary. Many people accept the first job offer they receive, leaving thousands of dollars on the table. Employers expect candidates to negotiate, and failing to do so can mean earning less for years. When negotiating salary, focus on the value you bring rather than just asking for more money. Highlight your skills, experience, and any recent achievements. If a company can't offer a higher salary, ask for other benefits like bonuses, extra vacation days, or a flexible schedule. These perks can add just as much value as a raise. Big-ticket purchases like cars, appliances, and furniture are also prime opportunities to negotiate. Salespeople expect customers to bargain, and prices are often set higher to allow room for negotiation. The key is to do your research beforehand. Know the fair market price for what you're buying and be willing to walk away if you don't get a good deal. The more informed you are, the more leverage you have. Always ask, is this the best price you can offer? You'll be surprised how often the answer is no. Medical bills are another area where negotiation can save thousands. Many people don't realize that hospital charges and medical procedures aren't always set in stone. If you receive a large bill, ask for an itemized statement. Errors are common, and you may be charged for services you didn't receive. If the bill is still too high, ask for a payment plan or a discount for paying in full. Many providers are willing to work with you, but they won't offer a discount unless you ask. Rent is another expense that can often be negotiated. Landlords would rather keep a reliable tenant than go through the hassle of finding a new one. If your lease is up for renewal, ask if they can offer a better rate, especially if you've been a good tenant. Point out any market trends that support lower rent prices in your area. If they won't lower the rent, ask for other perks like free parking, an upgraded appliance, or a longer lease at a locked-in rate. The most important rule in negotiation is to be willing to walk away. When you show that you're not desperate for the deal, you gain leverage. Confidence is key. Even if you're uncomfortable at first, remember that asking costs nothing. The worst that can happen is hearing no, but the potential savings are worth the effort. Negotiation isn't just a skill for business deals, it's a financial tool that can be used in everyday life. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. Every dollar you save is money that can be used for things that truly matter. Now that you know how to lower costs and keep more of your money, the next step is tackling debt so you can free yourself from financial stress for good. Chapter 10. Debt-free without deprivation. Debt can feel like a weight that never goes away. No matter how much you earn, payments keep eating up your income, making it impossible to get ahead. The problem isn't just the money, it's the stress, the guilt, and the feeling of being stuck. But becoming debt-free doesn't have to mean sacrificing everything you enjoy. The goal isn't just to eliminate debt, it's to build a life where you never have to rely on it again. The first step to getting out of debt is understanding exactly how much you owe. Many people avoid looking at their balances because it feels overwhelming, but ignoring debt only makes it worse. Write down every debt you have, including credit cards, student loans, car payments, and personal loans. List the total amount, the interest rate, and the minimum monthly payment for each one. This gives you a clear picture of where you stand and helps you create a plan. There are two main strategies for paying off debt: the debt snowball and the debt avalanche. The debt snowball method focuses on paying off the smallest debts first, while making minimum payments on the rest. Once the smallest debt is paid off, you roll that payment into the next smallest debt, creating momentum. This method works well because it provides quick wins and motivation to keep going. The debt avalanche method, on the other hand, prioritizes debts with the highest interest rates first. This saves more money over time, but it may take longer to see progress. The best strategy is the one that keeps you motivated and consistent. Once you choose your method, the next step is freeing up extra money to pay down debt faster. This doesn't mean extreme budgeting or cutting out everything fun. Instead, look for areas where money is leaking out without adding value to your life. Cancel subscriptions you don't use, negotiate lower bills, and redirect small daily expenses toward debt. Even an extra $50 a month can make a difference. The key is finding a balance between paying off debt and still enjoying life. One powerful tool for eliminating debt is automation. Set up automatic payments that go directly toward your highest priority debt. This removes the temptation to spend that money elsewhere and ensures you stay on track. If your lender allows bi-weekly payments instead of monthly ones, switch to that schedule. Making 2 smaller payments per month instead of one larger one can reduce interest and help you pay off debt faster. Another way to accelerate debt repayment is by increasing your income. This doesn't mean working endless hours or burning yourself out. Look for simple ways to bring in extra money, whether it's freelancing, selling items you no longer need, or monetizing a skill. Even an extra couple $100s a month can speed up your progress significantly. The goal isn't to work more forever, it's to create a short-term boost that helps you break free from debt. It's also important to shift your mindset around debt. Many people feel ashamed of their financial situation, but debt is not a personal failure. It's just a math problem with a solution. Instead of focusing on past mistakes, focus on the progress you're making now. Celebrate small wins along the way, whether it's paying off a credit card, reducing interest charges, or seeing your balance go down. Becoming debt-free isn't just about paying off what you owe, it's about staying out of debt for good. Once you eliminate a debt, redirect that payment towards savings or investments instead of new expenses. This creates a financial cushion so you never have to rely on credit again. The more you build financial security, the less stressful money becomes. Debt doesn't have to control your life. With a clear plan, consistent action, and a mindset focused on progress, you can break free from financial stress and start building real wealth. Now that you've taken control of your debt, the next step is making sure your financial success doesn't come at the cost of your well-being. Chapter 11. Wealth without burnout. Many people believe financial success requires endless hustle. They sacrifice sleep, health, and happiness in the pursuit of wealth, thinking they can rest once they reach their goals. But what happens? They burn out. Money piles up, but their quality of life suffers. True wealth isn't just about having more money, it's about having the freedom to enjoy your life without exhaustion. The goal is to build financial security while maintaining balance. Burnout happens when money becomes the sole focus. People chase higher incomes, longer hours, and more responsibilities, believing that financial success is the key to happiness. But studies show that after a certain point, more money doesn't increase life satisfaction. The key isn't just earning more, it's using money to create a life you actually enjoy. That means finding a balance between financial goals and personal well-being. One way to prevent burnout is to redefine success. Many people tie their self-worth to their income, believing they must always strive for more. But real wealth isn't just measured in dollars, it's measured in time, energy, and freedom. What's the point of making more money if you never have time to enjoy it? Success should include financial stability, but it should also allow for rest, hobbies, relationships, and experiences that bring joy. Setting boundaries is another critical step. Many high achievers struggle to say no, fearing they'll miss opportunities or fall behind, but constantly pushing yourself leads to diminishing returns. Productivity drops, creativity fades, and motivation disappears. The most successful people understand that rest is productive. Taking breaks, setting limits on work hours, and prioritizing mental health aren't signs of weakness, they're strategies for long-term success. Another common mistake is thinking that working harder is the only way to make more money. In reality, efficiency matters more than effort. Smart financial strategies, like automation, passive income, and strategic investments, allow you to grow wealth without overworking. Instead of adding more hours to your day, focus on making your money work for you. The less reliant you are on trading time for money, the more freedom you gain. Financial guilt is another hidden cause of burnout. Some people feel guilty for spending money on themselves, believing they should always be saving or investing. Others feel guilty for not earning enough, constantly comparing themselves to others. Both mindsets lead to stress and exhaustion. The key is to create a system that allows both saving and enjoyment. Money should enhance your life, not become a source of anxiety. A simple way to maintain balance is to create a lifestyle budget. Instead of focusing only on numbers, think about how you want to live, what experiences matter most, what brings you happiness. Allocate money toward those things while still prioritizing savings and investments. This approach ensures that wealth building doesn't come at the cost of your well-being. Mindfulness also plays a role in financial health. Many people chase financial goals without ever stopping to appreciate what they already have. They keep moving the goalpost, believing they'll be happy once they reach the next milestone. But if you can't enjoy what you have now, you won't enjoy having more. Practicing gratitude shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance, reducing financial stress. Achieving financial success shouldn't mean sacrificing your health, happiness, or relationships. The real goal is balance, earning enough to feel secure while having the time and energy to enjoy life. By working smarter, setting boundaries, and focusing on what truly matters, you can build wealth without burning out. Now that you understand how to maintain financial well-being, the final step is creating a long-term wealth flow plan that keeps your finances on track for life. Take care and be well.